Welcome to Let's Talk with B&B. I'm most excited to have you walk this journey with us and welcome you to our community, Broken but Not Broken. I'm your amazing host, Peace Daniel. I'm so excited to have an amazing person here with me to talk about this and also talk with you. Let's hear from our darling.
I'm happy living us.
Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Glad to have you in the community.
Thank you.
Today we'll be talking about foundation and patterns and how it actually relates to us and the future we have in us because we are women after all, right? So my love, foundation and patterns, what do you think it's about?
To me, it can tell a lot. One's foundation determines how far one will go in life, regardless of your determination of growing or not growing. The foundation really will determine if you will go far or not.
Yeah.
That's all I can say for now.
Thank you, darling. I still wonder why so many people do not actually believe that there's a foundation and the patterns that existed before you actually determines what your life. It doesn't determine your end, but it plays a role. And this evening, I was privileged to hear something quite touching. A real life story that also made me know that, or made me really interested in talking about this because we need to address it. Some are lucky to meet good foundation, well-structured one, well-planned foundation, patterns that are good, so to say, while others are not privileged to. And unfortunately, most people do not have access to knowledge and basic principles of life. Like you should know as a woman, the basics to instill in your daughters. You should know that if you had a foundation or a pattern of having kids outside wedlock, you ought to do all it takes to ensure your children do not, toe that same path. So what would be okay, let me give you a reference. Someone who, unfortunately, is bettered into, I'll call it a circumstances because it's not a good one, of having an absentee father. And now is forced to live a life not pleasing, but convenient. Because that child who has been brought in that circumstance wants to do well, wants to survive. How would you advise that child to plan his or her life?
First of all, I don't think it's going to be an easy thing because the concept of having an absentee father has already, to me, have wounded the child from grassroots. So it will take at least the grace of God or the person come in contact with while growing up to be able to build a solid foundation for that child.
What if the person is not privileged to meet good persons? Because I've seen people who come from faulty backgrounds, but still end up socializing with worse, will I say worse background, but worse.
Let's say, to me, if you ask me, one's foundation really, really matters, no doubt. But then also, if you ask me, I will say that your determination as a person and what you aim for yourself in the future will determine if you would want to go through that foundational pattern where you were birthed from. It all depends on you, the individual, and not where you're coming from.
But like I said, and let's say this, just as the foundation is the base and shape now of every structure, so is one's foundation to one's life. It will either make you or break you. Think about those who existed before you, or even before your parents. Look at the patterns that existed, because if you do not correct it, you will end up passing it on to your children. And my darling talked about determination. The word determination is easy. You know, when they say it's easier said than done, that's a real fact.
Sure.
In as much as it's just a word, it's a real fact and hard to accomplish facts. Is there any word like that? Well, let's just put it as that. You just say determination and you feel it's easy. My darling, determination is hard work.
Can I say something? Yeah. We're talking about determination. I'm going to say a little about me. Okay. So I'm from a family, not broken, but broken. Yeah. I'm from a polygamous family, precisely. And then I'm from a background where nobody actually wants to excel beyond secondary school level. Aside that, everybody just wants to give better children outside wedlock. That's something I don't know.
That's like two faulty foundations.
I just find me not liking those.
Yeah.
Even while I was a child, till date I don't like it, and I'll still never like it. So I made a decision within me that this thing is a pattern that I would not want to follow. So I took it upon myself to do anything
now,
necessary.
Sorry, my darling. You were able to determine or make that determination because you realized rather that these were patterns. Now I'm telling you that unfortunately, some people just live their life, because they see it as it's normal. Oh, my mom had 2 children now. Waiting they there now. The common word, no be me starter. But good thing, you got the knowledge and awareness to know that these things that existed before you are not things that were pleasing. You suffered one way or the other from those things.
Yes.
And you do not want to continue. And that's the message I actually want to pass today. In fact, she just hit the nail on the head. It's not about what you've experienced. It's not about what you've met. It's about you, from her words, making a determination not to continue that thing that is wrong. Please fight to stop it, so you do not produce, so you do not create, so you do not influence a generation that will suffer what you might have suffered. Because if I come to you and say, darling, you're from polygamy. And what's there about? I leave it. Polygamy.
I've been to a family gathering, like everyone is getting as a child, and then maybe you're just the only person remaining that I'm not giving birth, and then you're like, what are you waiting for? You're getting old. Want to go and give birth to a child? And you're like, hello, I know you know child, please leave me alone.
And 90%, okay, 90% of girls that would have been in your situation.
Make you feel bad.
No, my love, 90% of girls that would have been in your situation, like, oh, let me think of the next. Emeka, oh yeah, come and get me pregnant. Because the family sees it as normal, yeah? Everybody takes, if it's an expectation, a good expectation from you.
Like, they will even make you feel bad. They feel like you have a faulty womb, you are infertile. Yes, they will make you feel that way.
Personally, now tell me a personal conviction, or was it an encounter you had? Because you didn't just wake up and decide that you were going to tell a different part. What actually?
If we're going to talk about this, I think we're not going to hate today because a lot of
just give me a word.
A lot of factors made me. While growing up,
life events.
I saw a lot of things, a lot that made me take a lot of decisions. That today is helping me. Yeah. Like while I was growing, there's one thing that I found out, which was my dad's absent. Thing was not nice to my mom regardless, but then to every other wife, I found the situation where women have to take the role of the husband to fend for the children, take care of other things, and then the man comes up one day, I am the father, I am the husband. You
can't roll it away. She's my daughter.
What is wrong with you? Where were you? What are you coming to? All of a sudden, I'm the father, I'm the husband. For all these years, where have you been? So I was like, if this is what this is all about, I am not ready. I'm not going to do this thing. I don't want to be like, no. This is me adding more pains to the pains of whoever that I had my examination or decision from. So I'm like, no, if it's going to be this, I'm not doing it. And that was it.
That's great. So we've heard from a life experience. It's not just saying, just to talk. We're not just talking here. We're trying to be very relatable. You understand? And with this, I would advise and encourage each and every one of us, as many who will be hearing this and seeing this, look at your surroundings. If it's okay with you, if you're telling me it's okay, means maybe your Ted Ola's relative, or your Elon Musk's sister or associate or relative, but otherwise. And yes, greatness is not measured by wealth. Let's say this. I'm not giving these people as reference because I want you to go and pack all the whole money in the world. No. Greatness is measured by how fulfilled you feel at the end of the day.
Sure.
But I want to charge as many women out there. Be it that your foundation has been faulty, you've had bad patterns, study it. Pick the faults, pick the wrongs, and rewrite your today to make sure your tomorrow is not faulted, to make sure your tomorrow doesn't continue with that pattern. Always think about the generations that will come forth after you. Please, I charge you all. And do not forget, you're broken, but you're not broken. Thank you so much, darling. I had a great time with you. You made me very comfortable. And being our first ever talk show, you made it homely.
Sure.
And thanks for sharing a bit, even though you didn't want to share. Thanks. Okay. And we believe that for someone to break a protocol of not sharing to share, it should be able to encourage. And don't just take this as words. Put them into action. Study the patterns before you. Think about your foundation so that you can correct your today and prevent a faulty tomorrow. If you've made that mistake already, you can still correct it. I believe when there is life. See, as far as that life factor is still there, change is constant. The possibility for change is unavoidable. Cannot be stopped. It is when the life ends, when your life ends, that's when you say everything is finished. If it has not finished, it is not finished. Do not forget to like, share. Please leave a wonderful comment. It could be in suggestions. It could be in complaints. It could be in giving us a story to talk about. Whatever it is. It could even be in hate. Would accept it. Please like, share, give us love, encourage us by following our pages. Thank you all so much. And please say a great thank you to my darling for being here with me today. We love you. We're happy to have you. At least this is one so one. This is one generation on a mission to create a better tomorrow. And I'm so happy that you found your determination. Please keep it.
Sure.
Run with it.
Sure.
Build a great future with
Sure.
it. Thank you. And
welcome.
God will help you.
You're welcome, my love.
Aww. Hey. Wow.